A woman was attempting to assassinate a presidential candidate for the first time. But just as she opened the scope and adjusted the angle, the candidate noticed the reflection and realized he was already locked on by a sniper rifle. Yet, he remained calm and continued his speech. At the same time, he precisely calculated the distance between himself and the sniper, exactly 3,324 meters. He even predicted the trajectory of the bullet. The next second, the bullet was fired. Allen could have completely dodged it, but he just slightly shifted his body, deliberately letting the bullet hit his shoulder. Because doing this wouldn't just win him more votes, it would also help him hide his superhuman abilities. What shocked the woman even more was that Allen's brain had evolved far beyond her own. Just as the woman was about to retreat, a faded mural on the wall caught her attention. In an instant, she came up with a second assassination plan. But what she didn't expect was that this time, she'd be outsmarted, pushed onto the subway tracks, and ultimately lose her own life. The reason for assassinating Allen goes back to before his brain evolved. A few months ago, Allen was still a washed-up writer. Because his daily pay was so low, his wife left him. Then, his girlfriend of 7 years also walked away because he was going nowhere in life. After suffering both career and love failures, Allen wandered the streets in sadness and frustration, where he happened to run into his ex-wife's younger brother. From him, he got a so-called miracle drug called NTZ. This drug could unlock 100% of the brain's potential. At first, his vision became sharp like an eagle's. He could see details from a kilometer away. Even the chaotic noise around him became crystal clear. He could recall every word from books he had read 20 years ago. Using the drug's power, he turned $2,000 into over $1 million in the stock market in just 7 days. But soon, the drug's side effects started to show. He began hallucinating, seeing himself running, and even forgetting what happened just seconds earlier. As the effects wore off, Allen tried to quit the drug, but he became dizzy, started vomiting non-stop, and realized that if this continued, he'd be dead in 3 days. So he had no choice but to take small doses to ease the symptoms. To completely get rid of NTZ's side effects, he decided to develop an antidote himself. He began recruiting experts from all fields, including the woman, who was a PhD in botany. To get her to join, Allen promised to cure her mother's Alzheimer's. But when the antidote enzyme was finally developed, the woman never saw that promise fulfilled. Worse yet, her boyfriend was found dead at home. She blamed it all on Allen, and that's when her revenge plan began. Meanwhile, with the antidote in hand, Allen's brain evolved once again. When a thug came to pick a fight, Allen showed off his superhuman abilities. He accurately calculated that a moving truck would rear-end another vehicle 10 meters ahead. And with just a touch, he diagnosed the thug's illness, scaring him into running away. As Allen's abilities grew, simple wealth no longer satisfied his ambition. He wanted more power, so he began mass-producing NTZ to control officials from all sectors. He even planted his own agents inside the FBI. After several months, he began his presidential campaign speech. Then came the assassination attempt from the beginning of the story. The incident quickly shocked the entire nation, drawing the FBI's full attention. Allen sent his men to help with the investigation. But strangely, even though he knew the woman was the assassin, he didn't turn her in. Instead, he ordered an undercover agent to destroy all evidence she had left behind, and even arranged a scapegoat for her. The reason was simple. If she got caught, the NTZ secret would be exposed, which would definitely hurt his chances of becoming president. So, will Allen's plan succeed?